Non-sports comebacks and collapses as well. Should I start, you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Always.
Okay,
So back in 2011, I lived in St. Louis, and I worked for the St. Louis Cardinals. They, of course, were in the World Series against the Rangers. And it was Game 6, was the best sports game I've ever been to. Yeah. But yeah, this was my job. I got paid in beer to interview people and hype them up for the game. It was awesome. So they moved this game, Game 6, they postponed it a day because of rain there in St. Louis. Jaime Garcia got the start. They pulled him really early, like after 3 innings. It didn't look good, and they were down 7-4 in the 8th inning. And this was a great comeback game because there were two different two-run deficits in the 9th inning and the 10th inning. You had the hometown hero, David Freese, born a Cardinals fan. He evened it up. He got them to extra innings. It was the most wild scene I've ever been a part of. And then, of course, he hits the walk-off home run to win it all in the greenery of the batter's eye. You have Joe Buck channeling his dad saying, "We'll see you tomorrow night," extending the game to a Game 7, which they, of course, went on to win. It was the greatest comeback. I didn't know what was happening. I had like 9 heart attacks. I lost years of my life there at Busch Stadium. Best comeback to me ever.
Awesome. I love that.
And it sort of reminds me of what Amendola did down there because he's from Houston. The 2-point conversion and the touchdown to even it up. What it must feel like, what it must have felt like to be David Freese in that game in front of a home crowd. It's crazy.
And to hit it into the greenery of the batter's eye. Incredible terminology, Kay.
Is that right?
Yeah, of course it is.
I probably said that wrong, but it was awesome.
I loved it. I know exactly what you meant.
I'll go
Best
next.
comeback.
I'll go more recent. I mean, I love sports history, but I wanted to come up with something that I think everybody's familiar with. And I'll go to the NBA Finals last year, the Warriors and the Cavs. And you go to the year previous, the Warriors dominating and then coming back and breaking the Bulls record. You see LeBron with that block on Iguodala in Game 7. But the Warriors were up 3-1, and then LeBron put the team on him
I
back.
love it. That's where it comes from.
Yes, that's exactly where it comes from. Game 5, him and Kyrie go for 40, the 40-40 burger. And then he comes back in Game 6 with another 40-point game, and then we showed the block in Game 7. But it was crazy because LeBron, after leaving Miami, having 2 rings, and coming to Cleveland saying, "I want to win it for Cleveland." He doesn't win it the year he gets there, and then that second year, he brings it back. It's a 52-year championship drought that he brought to that city, and the city exploded. I think at a time where we kind of all thought that LeBron wasn't going to do it, and some fans even hated LeBron for going to Miami, he won everybody back. And we all were cheering for Cleveland, all were cheering for Ohio. So I think the mark of a true comeback or a true storyline is when the world is rooting for you, and you're just a small city in Ohio. And I think the ultimate trolling technique was LeBron hopping off the private plane with the Ultimate Warrior shirt. And I thought to myself, hey, I love the sneaky dig. So that right there in recent years, because I'm such a big NBA fan, was that comeback for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out to Cleveland and LeBron.
Very cool.
Love a sneaky dig.
He had the Ultimate Warrior shirt and the Kermit sipping tea hat.
Yeah, sure did.
2 of them going.
2 of them going.
I had it all going. That was a great one.
If only he had some playmakers, right, Nate?
I know exactly.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Peter.
You guys are all glass half full. I love you guys for that. You're positive in the morning. We're a morning show. I'm going to give you the worst collapse of all time. I'm going to go negative because I don't know if I want to look. I'll look back at this Super Bowl as the Falcons giving away a Super Bowl. The Patriots were incredible. But for Falcons to be up 28-3 with 4 minutes left to go in the game and lose the Super Bowl is the worst collapse in sports history. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Where are you going? What sport are you going to? Where are you going to?
The only one I could think of that is even similar, and it's an individual sport, is golf. In 1996, the Masters.
Are you going to the Shark?
Greg Norman, there he is. He goes into the final round up 6 shots. Up 6 shots into the final round. He'd never won a Masters. He comes in, shoots a final round 78, 4 bogeys and a double bogey in the first 10 holes. Completely collapses.
What happened?
The Shark, and then he never won another major. I mean, it was it.
Finished second a bunch of times.
A bunch of times. Number 2 always. And I think of these Falcons, you're up 28-3 with 5 minutes left. It's like you're on that final round of the Masters in the 4th quarter.
Yes.
Let's just finish it. We just got to go fairways. Just got to hit it. Par works. We're winning. We're up 6 holes. By the 11th hole, he was already down 5 strokes to Faldo. It was over. 96 dates our show a little bit. That goes back in the Wayback Machine. But for me, the worst collapse in sports history was Super Bowl 51. The number 2 was the Shark giving it away down in Augusta.
I think you're going to go Jean Van de Velde in the last hole, pulling up his pants and walking into the water. All right, this one is an obscure one. You're not going to find this on the little Bleacher Report slideshow that you waste time with, but it does come from last year, and I love March Madness, who doesn't? Last year's NCAA tournaments, Northern Iowa, the alma mater of Kurt Warner, check this out. They were up 12 points with 35 seconds left.
What?
35 seconds left, they're up 12. It's impossible to lose. They blew that lead to Texas A&M, a 12-point lead with 35 seconds. Reggie Miller gets all that credit for scoring those points against the Knicks. Imagine this. They're under the basket. They cannot get the ball in. It's a steal. It's a steal. It's 4 turnovers in 30 seconds, no timeouts. It reminded me of an exaggerated version. Remember Charles Smith under the basket against the Bulls getting stripped by Horace and Scotty and Michael? These poor kids from Northern Iowa, they blow the lead. They lose in double overtime. I've never seen a meltdown from some college kids like this. And you think, okay, so they got so big. They go all the way, they run it to LeBron. You think LeBron will be like, you know what, they'll bounce back. They'll learn a lot about basketball. I've had setbacks myself, about themselves. They'll grow from this. Look what LeBron said when presented with what happened. I would quit basketball. If I was on Northern Iowa, I would quit. I'm sure they all appreciated that, LeBron. Thank you. They played their hearts out, and LeBron just curb stomps them while they're on the ground. I've never seen anything like that.
An American Psycho reference?
Yeah, American Psycho and The Sopranos. He does it to somebody, too. But American History X. I've never seen anything like that. 35 seconds, 12 points. It's unheard of. The arithmetic doesn't even make sense. I'm sorry to Northern Iowa, and I'm sorry that LeBron curb stomped you once you were down.
Oh, my gosh.